We've all been there. You catch someone in a blatant contradiction, and your instinct is to jump on it. A minute ago, they said one thing, and now they're saying the complete opposite. So you call it out. And suddenly, the conversation gets difficult. The person gets defensive, argumentative, or is just completely done talking to you. Most officers think that exposing an inconsistency in what someone says gives them leverage. But in crisis conversations, direct confrontation usually creates resistance. Because once you confront them, it's not just about facts anymore. It's about ego and saving face. The moment people feel embarrassed, cornered, or judged, they stop focusing on solving the problem and start focusing on defending themselves. And the more direct you get with them, the more they dig in. And that's why the direct path is often the path that gets you the most resistance. So here's the tip for today. Instead of challenging a contradiction or inconsistency, act confused. Don't accuse them of lying or try to win the moment. Just make them think instead of defend themselves. We want to nudge them away from their emotional brain and back toward the thinking area of their brain. Acting confused gives them a face-saving way to correct or explain themselves without feeling attacked. And that keeps the conversation moving instead of turning it into a power struggle. Here's an example. Our typical approach to addressing inconsistency might sound like one of these. That's not what you said earlier. Or, you're changing the story. And maybe even, so which one is it? Can you see how those statements might make someone defensive? Acting confused can be a better approach. It might sound like one of these statements. I'm sorry, I'm a little confused. Or, earlier you mentioned your brother dropped you off, but now I'm hearing you walked here. Or simply saying, help me understand how those two fit together. Do you see the difference in how these statements sound compared to direct confrontation? Here's a few more examples that are small, simple statements. Correct me if I'm wrong here. Or, I'm sorry, maybe I misunderstood something. Both of those statements communicate that you're confused and need clarification. When you ask for help with understanding them, instead of attacking the contradiction, you lower their defensiveness because you gave them room to adjust their story without losing face. You also gave them a sense of control, and that matters more than most officers realize. People often stick to a story because changing course can feel embarrassing or threatening. And if they feel cornered by the way you confront them, the conversation becomes about saving face instead of solving the problem. Acting confused helps avoid that and keeps them engaged instead of defensive. Now, this doesn't mean you ignore contradictions or officer safety. You still need to dig into the details, and you should always be assessing risk. But if your goal is getting information and influencing the situation, embarrassing people usually works against you, especially in emotionally charged situations. So here's today's takeaway. The next time someone contradicts themselves, resist the urge to be confrontational. Instead of calling them out, act confused and make them think. Because the moment people feel attacked or embarrassed, they stop thinking about the problem and start defending themselves. If you want more practical communication tools built for real crisis calls, check out my free monthly email, The Insightful Responder. I've included a link in the description below. See you in the next video.